Hello and welcome back to another video. So today's video started off as a bit of a range test between the PX Pro and the PL Pro. But one thing that genuinely surprised me was just how clever the auto mode is. On paper, my PX Pro was set up to deliver a lot more power than Gav's PL. I had much higher assist levels available, a much higher maximum power output, and whenever I wanted it, the bike absolutely took off. So I expected to pay for that with battery life. But over a 16-mile ride, when we compared batteries at the end, there was only about a 7% difference between us. That really opened my eyes just to how auto mode works. It's not throwing maximum power at you all the time because you've unlocked it. It's constantly judging what you actually need. On the easier sections, it's holding power back and saving energy. Then, when the trail gets steep or you really need to stamp on the pedals, that's when it gives you everything you ask for. So, you get the benefit of having all that extra performance available without constantly draining the battery. For me, that's one of the most impressive things about the Amflow system. You can set the bike up to be incredibly powerful, but if you're riding auto mode, it still manages the battery intelligently. It gives you the performance when it matters, not all the time. I honestly expected there to be a much bigger gap in battery usage after that ride. Seeing only around a 7% difference, despite how much stronger my bike felt, really showed me just how good the software is.
Oh, here we are. We have the first video. Tonight's video is going to be a bit of a battery test with the PX Pro and the PL Carbon Pro. What we're going to do is we're both going to ride in auto mode, myself and Gavin.
Hello.
Riding auto mode. Mine is standard as it's come out the factory. I'll put all the settings as it's come out the factory on in a minute, and I'm going to try and do the full ride in auto. If I do need to switch up at any point, I will do that in the second round. The second round of the ride, which will be a part 2, I will be mirroring Gav's adapted settings and then going on the exact same ride in the same conditions, same rider, just to see what difference that gives before I start adjusting all the settings on the bike to something that suits me a little bit better. In terms of rider, Gavin is a bit heavier than me but more powerful. A lot heavier, he says. I look a lot heavier though. A bit heavier than me but more powerful, so I'm a bit lighter, less powerful. But the reason we're doing it this against this is when I ride the Levo, if I down to about 20%, if I'm within 10% of Gavin, I know I'm making the big rides that we typically do. So if I can get in the ballpark of that bike with that rider, that is good for me, and then that will give me a good standpoint for just tweaking and adjusting from there. So we're going to get on a loop of river. I'll see you at the first couple of checkpoints. There'll be a bit of riding in this video as well, and then you can check back in for part 2. Auto only, mate. Right, so we're off. We're maiden voyage, but there will be a first ride video coming. Again, we're both in auto. Gav's in his adapted settings. I'm in the base bike settings. First few points of contact will be just where we're up to battery wise. Need to brake in these brakes as well. Right, so we've got a first marker point here, a gate. We've just come round the reservoirs, up a bit of a hill, and until we got to that hill, we were pretty dead even. But at the hill point, I took over massively. I'm now, it's not showing on the screen, I don't know what I've just done, but 93%. So when we got to the hill, even though we're both in auto, I shut up. More power, set in this, more assistance, etc. Gavin is on 94, but he did feel it, that there was the hole back there. So the only difference in this ride so far is when we got to the hill and this bike could really kick in. So we'll get to our next marker point at the bottom of Great Hill. Rightio, we're just at the bottom of the climb that'll take us up to Great Hill, where the next sort of test for the bike will be. Currently 85% and 86%. So we're really close in region to each other. The only big difference is if I go for it on a hill and Gavin does, when the extra power that I've got really takes over. But side by side riding, it's sort of equating out, so it just shows how good the auto is if you've got a huge range of power there. But if you're just everyday riding in this power mode, it doesn't make much of a difference. But this is a little bit technical, bit of a climb in it, Gav, depends how boggy it is, so we'll see from here. Right, so full climb, auto. Can't remember exactly what the every setting I've got is. But on that little bit of climb, I felt the wheel lifting because I've got up to 130 Newton here. I'm spinning it quite fast. So, as I say, there's a bit of all sorts on this climb, bit of techie. Oh, sunk a bit then, that was my fault. Bit techie, bit bumpy. Can be a bit boggy as well, really. So how they both got on at the top of here. And then I've got a bit of a challenging climb section where I've never managed to get up it on the Levo because the Levo just spins out on me. But at the moment, oh my God, fucking hell, bike just fired me off that then. Right, so the more input I give into that then, seemingly the more overrun I got, because it just shot me over a mound. So big on the rider input. Let's test response. Stop. I like the response on this, I don't mind it. Just got to be careful of its overrun features. Not do too much of a pedal stamp really. Now let's get to the top. Right, so we've just come up that climb. It's quite a long-winded one, but we've separated a little bit more on the climb. Gavin is now on 81%, I'm on 79. As I was riding up there then, the more I give the bike, the more the bike wanted to go, to the point where it just nearly threw the bike forward actually, and I pulled it back in, which was interesting. But this is a climb here that it's not impossible to do, but I've never been able to do it purely because the Specialized sort of it just spins out, there's no traction to it. So I'm going to give this a go now. I have got it in the short setting, I don't know how it's going to handle, and I'm going to have to be careful that the bike doesn't fire off because there's a bit too much power for me right now, but it'll be interesting nonetheless. Or maybe not. Right, let's go. So I'm leaning forward, got speed on, the bike's traction's working, and we're up like easily as well, like really easily. Wheeling. And that is why I always said Gavin is a cheater because he had an Amflow. Go on, Gav. Here he comes. He clears this every time. You can't fall. Oh! He dabbed. He dabbed. Scott didn't. So this is an interesting one, this, and I found this when I rode the Amflow first time round, is the bits that you can get up compared to your average bike, like the Levo, probably not the Bosch's, is silly. And I've challenged Gav to ride my Levo on this stuff and see if he can get up. Challenge accepted though.
Yeah. We'll have a...
Oh, right, slight downhill bit. Test this suspension out. I'm not a fast downhill rider, but it's feeling good. Fucking brakes out though. I've got no brakes with this, they're not bedded in yet. Oh, problem. The cows don't seem to be moving like the cows earlier. Gavin is ringing his bell. He is the cow herder. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! And they're gone. Oh, a bit of a downhill section again here, just test out the suspension. It feels really nice so far. Going to have to take it easy because there's no bedding on the brakes. But yeah, so far so good. I really like how it's come out of its base setup. I did put another 30 psi in the rear shock though, because they really underdid that for my weight. I don't know how they got it wrong. Maybe they just followed a guide that they had, but everything I've seen was that was not my weight. But all this slab track is feeling pretty good on the arms actually. Maybe not so much on the weight, or there might be a bit of too much on the rear actually, because it's shaking my head like mad. So I'm going to just adjust the rear right now. I know. Trail, fuck that. Gav can normally get up here. I don't think I can, because I don't think I've got the ability. But let's have a see. There's no way there's no way I'm getting up there. I don't think I'm getting anywhere near that. Oh no, I'm not even trying it. I reckon if I would have given it some power then, I would have got up, or I would have fallen in all that shit. Right, just on our way up. It's the top of Great Hill now. Then we'll do a quick check on percentages again. But this thing is like, it's effortless in auto. Auto is an absolutely fantastic mode. Rightio, so we're at the top of Great Hill. At the moment, we are 8.5 mile in. I've used 30% and Gavin has used 27%. There's 3% difference, so at the moment I am losing 1% in every 10 to Gav, and we're sort of figuring that is mainly when we're getting on the uphills. I'm in front at the moment, so I'm pushing at my pace, so I'm using a little bit more power there, but it's closer than I thought it would have been. I think it shows just how well the auto works in giving you what you need when you need it. And bear in mind as well, there's 100 watt hours difference in these two batteries, slightly different technology, but there's still a difference. So yeah, and normally we wouldn't ride all this in auto. Normally a lot of this would be eco, so we're using more battery than a general ride. Right, so we're on a bit of a fun section now. Bit of downhill, then we're going to head over on a bit of a techie cross-country section into Brinscott Woods. So I'll give the suspension a run again. Down here, see how it's feeling for me. Big part of today really is just getting a bit used to the bike and just giving it a test in this auto, seeing how far we can be. What I have noticed though is the more I put in, the much more I get, especially with overrun as well. It seems is if I stamp hard I get quite a lot of overrun. That's what it feels like anyway, so lucky not going over that. Again, no real brakes, so I'm having to go dead gingerly. You'll probably find me, oh that feels good, probably find me slowing on a few bits here, just try and get some burning. Didn't like that sound. Yeah. Suspension feels pretty good as a base setting. It's a great run up as well, this actually. Some technical and flat sections. Woo! Still no brakes. Second part now. See if Gav can hit a sheep. Foot's not quite on the pedals here. Need to reset. I might have just got shit in my fucking eye. There we go, we reset. Try and burn brakes in a bit bit of a drop off here. Whoa, that is one of the bigger drop offs I've ever done. Wasn't quite ready for it. I'm still a lot slower than Gav, but I feel like I'm running this gauntlet better than usual because I'm not as jitter-jatter with the Merzucci, if I'm completely honest, and I feel like I'm probably going a bit too fast here now. Oh, that's this downhill section done. What I'll do, I'll come back to you when I've done this little bit of cross-country bit and we're at the next location. Okay, so we just finished our downhill section and then we've come across country and we've stayed the same. I'm at 67%, Gav's at 70. So with the downhill and just general riding, perfectly the same. All that I did find though is I've just got up features I've never got up to before and over because the Levo, again, it would just spin, it wouldn't allow me up, but the features this bike has, it's fucking flying and it's mint. So we're going to go through Brimstall Woods now and do the first proper trail on the bike, so you'll catch that on another video. Fucking so easy. Do you know when you said, oh yeah, I was in auto? I just didn't get it. Mate, I just didn't get what you meant when you said you were in auto.
You flew up like Batman going up, I just wanted a kite flying it there.
I jumped, I think, front come off at top. I understand now. It's with bits like that, when you say I'm just in auto, like, I understand just what range you're getting, and it's whatever the fuck you want, basically, innit? That is mint. That was fucking mint. I hit floor though.
I was in 2 more gear there. Well, now I'm in 3rd gear there.
I went.
Because again,
no, I went second because I wanted that spin. I didn't know I didn't know what spin I was going to get.
Yeah.
So I was in second, and he put my gears on there actually.
I probably could have got that up in 4th gear with a bit more speed at it.
I probably could have made with a bit of a stamp down, but for me, because I wanted to be seated and forward, I think the third, because I could spin, was pretty good.
Again, I just like put in trail, boom, stop pedal when you get to the top, basically it just pulls you over.
Yeah, it's fucking mad that.
Yeah.
That's mad. That's brilliant.
Hey?
God knows. I don't know what of that you got because you turned off now. I might have pressed the button. I'm on 5% on camera, so we've just finished that. What we'll do now, probably record on my phone. We're going to go up to Healing-Ab, do a check there, then ride back and do a final check. But so far it's staying within range of each other, to be honest. It's working pretty well, innit?
Spot on, neck and neck, basically.
Neck and neck. Not like that though, Gav. Okay, I've just come back from the ride now. So I have ended up at 16.9 mile, 51% used. Gav is 57% used, so 6% difference overall. So what we did find really is, in terms of the auto modes, they're pretty comparable. The only differences we got were when we were going uphill, to be honest, and I was using that bit extra power. So for me and my riding, really, on an average run, I could quite easily leave auto as it is now. A little bit too powerful in places for me. I think if I was doing like a 30 mile with some serious climbing, that might have to change. You know how much we climbed today, Gav?
We've done... we've done 1,553 feet.
So just over 1,500 foot, so it isn't a big climbing day. If we were doing a 3,000 to 4,000, I'd be quite a way away from Gav. So that is going to get dialed down because we do go out and do quite a bit of climbing in our days. But for an average ride, perfect. Plus the features that this bike has and that extra power flew me up some stuff that I can't normally get up. So one of my next videos will be adjusting this bike to Gavin settings. Hello, Gavin.
Hello.
And then I'll just see where I end up then. It's important to note we did use a boost function on an uphill, same amount of time each, so when I next do this test I'll do that same boost for that 20-30 years that we did, and yeah, we'll see if there's any difference in this then. But I'm very surprised and quite happy that this smaller battery can do me quite well on the bigger days.
Jobs are good in.